Hello everybody, welcome to I think the first stream that I've done in probably like 3 months or so. Today we're going to be doing some Warhammer painting because I just thought it'd be cool to have a bit of a chill stream and just do some painting. So we're going to be doing some Warhammer 40k and I've got some Chaos Demonettes which I'm going to be painting. And that is essentially what the stream's going to be. So if you're expecting any actual gameplay or anything like that, I'm sorry, it's just going to be me sat here with a paintbrush and some paint. That's basically all it's going to be. So I've got some squid pink, which I'm going to be doing for the bodies of the people. Well, I say people, but the demons. Now, it's been a while since I've actually painted in Warhammer, so I have no idea if the paint is going to be alright, but it seems to be so far. So that's always good. But I think we've got, how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, we've got 10 demonettes that we're going to be painting. We're going to start by doing the squiddy pink for their skin tone. Now, the reason why I'm doing them squid pink is because so far most of my chaos demons are squid pink, like this guy. No, we have a light as well here, but like on camera for some reason it's just like really bright. I don't know why. But yeah, so my demons is a Chaos 40k army with a couple of demons mixed in, and all the demons are like a squiddy pink sort of colour. The main theme colour wise is like a lot of whites, pinks and purples and things like that. So yeah, let's crack on, start painting some of these then. So the problem with these demonettes is they're so thin, it's really hard to try and get in any details, but luckily they're all base coat at the moment, so I just need to slap on the pink and I can worry about the details later. That's just what I'm going to do. Also as well, we've got some nice smooth jazz in the background. There's a little bit of classical mixed in as well, just to set the mood of this nice chill out stream. And I might go quiet quite a bit while I'm doing this just because I'm concentrating, so I do apologise. I'll try and keep an eye on chat and I'll try and talk while I'm doing it, but it's not always going to be the case. Alright. Now, I don't want to like slap the paint on too much because then we lose some of the fine details on it, and with these models being so small, it can be very easy to lose some of that detail. Which, unfortunately, I have done on a couple of models. There have been some that I've done where I've looked back at it and gone, hang on a minute, this has literally no texture to anything on here. What the hell has happened? And it turns out what's happened is that I slapped too much paint on. There we go, we've got an arm so far. We've managed to colour in an arm. We're getting there. No, I'm not, like I said, I'm not too worried about going over any parts at the moment that don't need to be covered, because we can always touch those up afterwards. At the moment it's just about getting that pink base all sorted out. Not entirely sure what parts of this are skin and which parts are armour. Let's just cover the whole thing. I'm sure it'll be fine. I do love this colour. Squid pink. Good name as well. Get this claw. Oh shit, I may have just done what I was saying I didn't want to do. I may have slapped a bit too much on there. Should be able to spread it around a bit though, get rid of some of the excess. Now, what I might do actually with the claws, instead of having them pink, I might fade them into like a green or something. Because that's what I've done so far. Some of the guys that have got claws already, like this dude. I mean, I know the camera's not an amazing quality camera, so you can't get the full detail, but little green claws on that guy there. So I might do something similar with these claws as well, I'm not entirely sure yet. Oh, the face is going to be an absolute nightmare to try and detail. I'm sure we'll manage it, but it's going to be a bit difficult. Oh shit, I think that's all part of the armour. Oh well. Now for the legs. A weird, like, demony legs. Kind of like weird chicken legs almost. I don't know what to do with the tail. I think maybe keep it the same as well, but not entirely sure. And then we need to think about the base as well, because my actual Chaos troops are all on like sandy bases. I don't know whether to keep that the same with the demonettes or whether to make it more like a demony sort of thing. I suppose what I could maybe do is use the sand texture paint that I've got and then like go over that with a different colour, so it gives it like a more sort of like a ground effect, but make it look a bit more of a demony floor. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest, until now. We can have a play around. Make sure we're getting all the little details. And now for the weird chickeny feet. I mean, think about it, the demonettes are kind of a weird looking thing, because they have like lobster claws and like chicken feet with like human faces. Well, I'll say human faces, the sort of human faces. It's a really weird overall design to them. It's cool, but it is weird. But I suppose they're demons, aren't they? So like pretty much anything goes. God, getting in that bit's a pain in the ass. Let's colour the base in, screw it. Right, there we go. I think that's all of the skin. There's a bit blotchy on that bit. missed a spot on the back and on the foot and on the bottom of that claw. Okay, I've actually missed a fair bit. Is that everything? Looks like it. Okay, so we've got the base pink on that one. Again, I know the camera's not great, so you can't really tell. But that's one pinked up. Alright, next one. Let's go for this little dancing looking one. Doing like a little pirouette. I'm not sure if this one's easier or harder. The arm is a bit more complicated, but the legs and the arms are all a bit more spaced. Curl of the foot. Where is that? Wolf foot. Yeah. Get under here. I think that's all armour. Although I've got. Oh, hang on. Did I do the tail on this one? No, I didn't. Shit. God damn it. I forgot to do the tail. Alright. Where can I. There we go. Tail's a bit fiddly. There we go. Tail's done. Right, you can go back there and let's crack on with this one. There, shit, just knocking them all over. This might be a bit too thick, the paint I'm putting on here. I don't think I put enough water in with it. I'm losing a bit of detail there. Shit. And under here. Just noticeable, I've not done a great job of filing this one off either. There's little bits that I keep noticing. Again, I put too much paint on that bit. Shit. Oh, actually, this claw looks really detailed. Try not to lose any of that. Bit more water. Thinking maybe once I've done this, going over some of this armour with gold. I think gold might be a good choice for some of this. Pink and gold go together. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, now for the face. And I think this one's almost done now. Oh, there's a bit there I've missed. I've got to do that bit of leg. Oh shit, there's a massive bit there that I've missed. Alright. All down this back of this arm has not been done. There we go. Right. That's number 2 down. Let's move on to number 3. Is that a bit of the actual base, or is that a bit that I've missed my filing? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I'll paint it and I'll make it look like it's part of it, I suppose. This is some cool armor. Get the feet done. All those little tricky bits under that. Okay. I think that's that. Now for the tail. Nearly done this one, bottom half's done at least. Do these claws and the body and the face. Not sure if that is meant to be like a boob hanging out, or if that's actually part of the armor. Like the way it's designed, you can't really tell. So that's gonna be awkward to paint. Better not show this one on camera just in case, because Twitch might ban me for seeing boobs on stream. So yeah, we'll keep this one away from the camera. Won't do a close-up on it. I'm well aware as well that I'm probably putting on some really weird faces while doing this. So hopefully you enjoy my strange looking faces. Oops, slapped a bit too much on. So smooth that out. Yeah, I need to get in that little bit under the arm. missed a bit there. Other than that though, I think that one is... maybe not. Is done. I'll spot that. And somehow I missed the back of her head as well. Yeah, there we go. Well, so at least we got 3 down. That's not too bad. Out of 10. I'll say 3 down. We've actually only done the skin, but still. It's not too bad though. So we've been doing this for like 20 minutes or something. Start with the legs again. This one's actually really difficult compared to the other ones. Like, it's got legs like really close together and there's loads of little tiny details on them. I'm sure we'll get there though. Now, I was debating whether to do some of these at different colours. But then I was thinking they're like demons, aren't they? So would they really be different colours? I don't actually know. Maybe do like the leader a slightly different colour. See how that looks. We do have, I think I do have a couple of other like pinks and purples that we can maybe use for the leader. Do something a little bit different. Maybe like the pale orc in Hobbit or something. Okay, that one's a bit awkward. We've got to put a paintbrush up her ass. Don't think she's going to appreciate that. God, I'm making a bloody mess of this one. There's loads of bits that I'm missing. I'm way overboard with the face. I just slapped loads on there, and now I'm going to lose all of the detail on the face. Bollocks. Might be able to salvage this. Careful. Sort of salvaged it, I think. Yeah, I should be alright. There's always these little bits in like that, in the side of the arms that I seem to be missing. A bit of fluff there as well. How did you get there, Mr. Fluff? That's not working. Very careful now. There we go. Sorted. Okay, maybe it wasn't sorted because there's even more fluff there now. There we go. That's actually sorted now. How about? Why's this one model got so much fluff on it? go. Fourth one down. A quick drink, I think. Right, what one do I do next? I'm kind of saving like the special ones to last. So I've got like the banner carrier. It's pretty badass looking. And then one of them has like a demonic saxophone as well, because that's always useful in battle. I really need to start getting like a better camera, like one that can do like macro stuff to show these off better, but I don't have the money for that. And there's also this badass as well. But yeah, I'm saving those three for last, I think. Another awkward one. I've got to run a paintbrush up her ass again. I think they'd wear some pants, wouldn't you? What do I know about demons, though? This one is really going to be pain to do because the arm's like right up against the body. Damn it. Don't even know what's armor or what's skin on this one either. This one's the most awkward so far, I think. Yeah, so far this one is the biggest pain in the ass. Everything's just like packed so closely together. Like I've got one hand right up against the face, another one right up against the sort of side. Trying to get into all the little bits in between is really difficult. I think I've got it. A bit more on a chest, and that should be it. On a head as well. And that though. Number 5. I dropped that one. Hello there. Thank you for stopping by. You alright? Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just chilling out, enjoying painting some Warhammer, really. Just trying not to make a mess of things. Yeah, that's the one downside of Warhammer is it is a pretty expensive hobby. I've only got a small amount, to be honest, myself. I used to have like a massive army when I was a kid. I don't know whatever happened to it; it just disappeared. So I thought I'd start building it back up again, probably about a year or two ago. Not got a huge army, as I say, but I'm slowly getting there. I'm trying to follow like official rules for like how big an army can be and stuff like that. Yeah, some of them can. Like for some of the packs, that it's not too bad. I think like a general box of soldiers, if I remember right, it's like 10 figures or something. It's like the equivalent of like £10 or something like that. But for some of the other stuff, it can get quite pricey. Like I think with the demon that I got, that cost me about £20 or something like that, just for the one figure. That was a bit pricey, but it is a lot bigger. So, when you say case for Cyberpunk, is that like the PC case that you're making? No, this one comes in a box, but this one was probably like a couple of quid per ones. Yeah, could do. Although I don't know if I've got a mod bot on. I don't know if it's going to block links or not. But you can try, see if it works. If not, if you want to send it to me on Twitter, it's the same username. But yeah, these are the ones that are the expensive ones. Like these are the big ones. They're the big, massive ones. They're pretty pricey. And apparently, I've got two mod bots going on that are fighting each other. Brilliant. I need to turn Streamlabs off. That one shouldn't be on here. I'll do it in a sec, though. Yeah, the demons, they look badass, but they are kind of expensive. Although I did kind of cheat a little bit because you get enough parts in it to build probably like 1.5 figures because like the way it's been designed, it's for either Warhammer like original or Warhammer 40k. So they give you bits that make it look like the original sort of like fantasy Warhammer, and then other bits that make it look more sort of like futuristic 40k stuff. So what I done is I cheated and I bought a bunch of green stuff, which is like putty that you can use to mold it, and basically just filled in all the gaps of the parts that you don't get to make a second team, and it's just got like tentacles for legs instead. So all of the tentacles are like custom made just so that it technically counts as a model. So I kind of got two models for the price of one by like merging parts and tweaking stuff. Yeah, it is competitive. It's kind of like a turn-based game, but no one around me near where I live really plays it. So I'm mainly just do it for fun, for like painting wise. But when I was younger, I used to actually fight. Like me and some of my friends used to have sets and used to sort of do battles. But yeah, it's pretty fun because you have to like measure like attack distances and actually like plan a little bit. Oh shit! Sorry, yeah. The link protection must be on. Bear with 1 second. Once I finish painting this, I'll turn link protection off. Once I finish this tail, I'll turn the link protection off, and you should be able to send it over again. There we go. Alright, there you go. Yeah, if you want to send that link over again, that should work. It might be. Was it like was it Warhammer 40k you started with? Because if they're just like generic soldiers, then they would be Imperial Guard. But if they're like big, massive, hulking, metal-looking dudes, then it would either be Space Marines or Chaos Space Marines, I think. Alright, let's have a look then. Bear with me 1 sec, just have a look at this link. Oh, I like that. That was cool. Yeah, I like that case. That case looks pretty cool. Is that all like hand painted? Yeah, that picture you sent there, Space Marines. Let me kick Streamlabs out as well, because Streamlabs is being a real nuisance. It shouldn't even be on. Oh, is that going to work? Go away, Streamlabs. Yeah. Alright, I've got rid of Streamlabs because that's just doing my head in. That was from an old mod bar. I guess I've not turned off. It shouldn't be existing. Right, let's carry on with this painting then. We've nearly done the base colour on all of these so far, actually. We've only got 1, 2, 3 left after this. So then I can start doing some of the detailing, maybe? I don't know. I've got a bunch of other soldiers that need to have the base paint done, but I don't just want to be doing base painting all stream. It could get a bit repetitive for me. Who knows? Is that like an earring, or is that a bit that needs filed off? No, it's an earring. Okay. So, Centurion, with your cases then, is it like, do you do them off Photoshop, then print them off, and then they're like sort of like just stuck onto the side of the cases, or is it like done off Photoshop and then like sort of printed directly onto the case? Oh crap, I missed an entire inside of a leg there. Ah, right, so if you win, then it will actually be put onto a case then. That's quite cool. Yeah, sounds pretty tough if it's going to be global. Wow, that's pretty decent. So is it all specifically around Cyberpunk, or is it that they've just said like come up with any design and you guess do what you want, or is it like it said specifically a Cyberpunk thing? 'Cause I know the game's coming out soon, isn't it? So yeah, I hear you with that. It's it's difficult to try and keep entertained at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, but that's the thing though. You don't have to necessarily be good at drawing to be good at art. So, I mean, I absolutely suck at drawing as well. I completely get you there. But sometimes art isn't just about drawing, is it? It's about your sort of like artistic expression, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I like the look of the case. It looks cool. So I'll keep my fingers crossed for you when they're not holding little figurines. I think I might have put a bit too much paint on this. Need to try and get rid of some of the excess. There we go. That's fine. Yeah, so you might as well go for it. If it's a price that big, then yeah, You might as well go in for it, because what have you got to lose? I've sort of a bit of a mixture. Like some of the models that I've got, I have customized. So I've actually like bought spare parts from other sort of like tabletop games and sort of mushed them together and added bits and pieces to them. And then color scheme, I've taken a rough basis of the color scheme, but then I've sort of added my own twist. So it's sort of loosely based on the existing army, but then I've just added my own little twist and flourish and stuff to it. I do have some that have been put together with magnets and stuff like that, but most of them aren't. I'm trying to find the one that is. I think is this dude. Funny enough, I think it might actually be the guy that sat right in front of me. But this guy has like multiple weapons that you can put on his arms and stuff like that. So I have actually magnetized both his arms. So if for whatever reason I did go into a battle with somebody, I'm going to magnetize different arms onto him depending on what needs to be done. But he's like the only one that I've really done that with. I don't think I've done any others. I've sort of done it with the Rhino, which is the tank, as well. So there's a missile launcher on one side of this, but I can let me just take the lid off. Yeah. I'm just dropping bits. So yeah, if I take the rocket launcher off, I can actually swap it around to a flashlight sort of thing. So the flashlight, if I remember right from the rules, it gives you like a extended range of vision, so it can help your troops out in battle. Or if I wanted defensive, I could just put the rocket launcher on, and then I can choose between having a flamethrower dude that sits on the other side, or I could just have like a closed hatch with just a guy's head poking out. So there are I've done a couple of little bits with magnets and things like that, but not been as excessive as some that I've seen where people have got like ridiculous amounts of magnets all over everything, and it's just like you can swap guns off the sides of things and move them around onto a different thing and all that sort of stuff. I've just sort of dabbled with that a little bit. But yeah, I very nearly did break that. That would have been a disaster, because they're not exactly the most strongly held together things. They are just like bits of plastic that are held together by glue, so they can break quite easily, which is worrying. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, when you get like the people that have got like huge armies that take over like the entire of their table and stuff like that, there's a lot of cost involved in that sort of thing. I mean, I would love to have that. I would genuinely love to have like a games room with a table with like full army set up. But yeah, it gets to a point where it's just too expensive. Oh, pardon me, hiccuping a little bit there. But yeah, it gets to a point where it's a bit too expensive to do that in one go, so you have to sort of like slowly build them up. I mean, as well as all of the actual figurines, you've got to weigh in the cost of paints and glues and brushes and stuff like that. I mean, the brushes aren't particularly cheap. I mean, you can get cheap ones, but some of them could be quite pricey. And the paints as well are usually like £2-3 a pot, and that's for the cheap ones. And like, this is my paint tub. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a fair amount of paints in there. And if you think about that, like £2-3 each, that racks up as well. Yeah, the tanks are like the most expensive part. Like, that's what I want to get next. Like, when I get the money, I think the next thing I'm going to get is another tank. But yeah, they do cost a fair bit for them. I think the one that I'm looking at is, I think, about £40. But it is a beast. It's like twice the size of that one that I was just showing on camera. It's got to do the face on this one, and then that's another one with its skin complete. I've missed any bits. Oh, yeah, there's a bit that I've missed. And I've missed the entire inside of this arm. Brilliant. Inside the leg as well. Crap, I missed quite a bit on this one. Right up the crack as well. There we go. Sorted. So the demonic saxophone player, I don't actually know if, I don't think it's meant to be a saxophone, but that's done. Yeah, no worries, dude. Cool. Oh, I think I might know the army that you're talking about. I think it might be Tau. I'm sure there's something like that where it's a creature riding on the back of. It's like a little skinny creature riding on the back of this huge hulking thing. I'm sure that's Tau. I could be wrong. Well, for the most part, no. But the demons that I've got that I'm painting now, they do, again, because they're sort of like sort of split between the fantasy and the sort of 40k side of things. They do have the little like trumpet player that's like calls them into battle, but the rest of my squad, they don't have anything like that. They have people with banners and things, but they're more just like actual banners, like this guy who's not finished painting yet. Right, let's get this one done. Where do we even begin on this? Legs again? Yeah, legs. Thanks. I do love this army. It is. I've collected a couple of armies. Like I said, I used to play when I was a kid, and I had a little bit of a Tau army, a little bit of a Dark Eldar army, which is sort of like space elves, and then Chaos, which is the army I've currently got. They were probably my biggest army that I had when I was younger, and then they're the ones that went missing. I have no idea where they went. So when I started collecting them again, I thought, you know what, I'm going to collect them because they're pretty badass. It's just a bunch of like demon worshipping space, like hulking armored guys. So I thought, yeah, sounds pretty cool. And plus, as well, there's a bit more scope for customization and stuff because they get like mutations and things. So it means I can have people like this with a crab claw for a hand because why not? Doesn't add any effect in battle. He just has a crab claw for a hand. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what happened to my army. It just vanished one day. I think it might have been during a house move or something, I'm not sure, but I just remember having it one day and then another day not having it. At the moment, I've got. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I've got 25 normal soldiers, 2 like dreadnought elite type big guys, 3 bikes, 1 tank, 2 demons, and 10 of these little demonettes. So, a fairly large army, but it's still a work in progress. I think I've got just enough for like a very basic game. Like, I think I've got enough troops to get through like a very sort of basic game. Yeah, I do want to get more, but it's all down to costs. I think I've got enough like spare bits and pieces to make a couple more dudes as well from like packs that I've got where they have like spare equipment and things. But I've got like a box of just bits. So this is all just. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I can't tilt it too much, but that entire box is just filled with like bits and pieces. So there's like heads and legs and arms and bodies and weapons and scenery and stuff like that all just in there. There's probably enough there to make another probably like 4 or 5 guys maybe. But I've just not got around to doing that yet. So not with this army, no. When I was younger, I have. I used to play as like 3 of my mates. We all used to collect it, and we had different armies we used to play every now and again. But yeah, there's no one around me that plays it at the moment. Like where I live, it's not really many people that are that bothered by it. So I mainly just paint for fun. And sort of like try and build the army up based on the rules so that if anyone does decide they want to play, I can join them. But at the moment, there's no one. Yeah, I'm in the UK. But yeah, there's. I mean, it is pretty popular throughout the UK. It's just like the part of the UK that I live in. There's not really many people. Alright, let's try and get the face on this one, and then I think there's another one. At least partially done. Missed any bits. Oh, yep. There we go. Sorted. Yeah, yeah. It's sort of like getting a bit more mainstream now because there are a couple of like cities nearby where I am. They're a bit too far out to go on a regular basis, but they have like quite a lot of shops and stuff that do matches and things like that. And you can go in and sign up for them. But the town that I live in, there's just nothing. There's like one shop that sells this stuff, and they're not big enough to actually hold any real tournaments or battles or anything like that. So, yeah, well, chances are though, if that takes off, if the shop that's doing that takes off, it might eventually get to the point where people are getting involved and doing it. But who knows? Right, so I've got one more person that I just need to do the base coat on, and that's the flag bearer. So once I've done that, I can start doing some of the detailing on some of these. Now I'm thinking gold for a lot of the detail. Maybe not so much with the hair. The hair might look a bit weird if I do that gold, but we've got a few other colours that we could do. Maybe do blue hair. I think blue might look quite good. Or we could do got blood coloured hair. Might be a bit weird. Or I've got green. Actually, green might be good. I might do green hair on some of them. I don't want to do all of the hair the same, like, so we'll probably do a bit of a mix of different colours. Yeah, I think if I was a kid, they'd done that at school. I'd be all up for that. Like if part of art class was to paint these, like, that would be amazing. Because I mean, I'm not very good at painting them. I'll be honest, but some of the work that some people do and how good they look, like they're absolutely amazing. Right. I don't know why I always start with the leg and not the head. I always seem to start at the leg and work my way up instead of the other way around. That is that leg. Done. Try not to get the banner too covered in paint because it's going to be annoying to try and paint over. Although I am going to have to paint the front of the banner anyway, so maybe it's not going to matter too much. Actually, yeah, thinking about it, because I'm going to have to paint the banner, because I don't really want the banner to be white. It'll look like a surrender flag. So I don't think demons are going to surrender. Oh god, this arm is a bloody nightmare to try and paint, because there's all little ribbed bits all over it. Get into all of them. Although it will look pretty good when it's dried out. If I get some like dry brush over that just to highlight the edges, that will look quite nice, I reckon. So, swings and roundabouts. Is that part of the hair? No. Alright, cool. Alright, I think that's everything. Alright. I love how every time I say I think that's everything, I notice like a little spot somewhere that's not been done. Right in the cracks. There we go. Everything. Yeah, cool. Not properly. Like I said, I've made like custom stuff, but it's mainly like the bulk of it will be actual proper things. Like I'm trying to think what the best one I've done is like, in terms of. I think probably maybe this bike. So that's what the normal bike looks like. So they have like a leader. So I completely redone the front of it, so that instead of it having like general sort of like bike sort of like suspension, it's now got crab claws holding the front wheel, made it try and look a bit more like a demonic bike. And it's got like hands coming out the front of it for some reason. I don't know why they're there. I got bored and just threw them on it. So there's that. I think between that and the demon with the tentacle legs, they're probably like the two main ones that I've sort of customized the most. Because like I say, that from the waist down, that's entirely customized. Like none of that is from any set, basically. All of those tentacles with the little sucker pads, that's been completely handmade. So that's probably the biggest one that I've done, actually thinking about it. And then on this one as well, the entire of the base is completely made from like scraps and bits and pieces of other ones. So the dude that's been sort of like torn in half by a door, that's all been custom made. So I've done like bits and pieces. I've not made one that's like completely put together from other parts, but I've done things where I've like taken like half of something that's been done and then replaced bits on it and stuff like that. But I do have a lot of green stuff, which is like the modelling clay almost that you use as like modelling plastic. I do have a fair bit of that I dabble with. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've done that's custom. I think the rest of it... Oh, actually, hang on. I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but there's this guy as well, who's got a completely custom arm that I made. Those are like tentacles instead of an arm. And they like snake round onto his back and stuff like that. But yeah, that's like the extent of my making like my own characters and stuff, is just tinkering around with what's already there. Yeah, the arm is. The rest of him, again, it's all like a normal soldier, but I've made the entire arm from, again, green stuff. Just made like a bunch of tentacles and wrapped them all around each other and then sort of held them together. And then yeah, that's the green stuff. So it's basically like two strips. You mix the yellow and the blue together, and then when they mix, it makes like a putty. And then when it hardens to sort of similar texture to the actual materials that are used in the game, really. Right. All of these have been painted. I've just noticed a spot that's missing on one of these. There we go. That's better. Right, so yeah, they've all been painted and given like skin tone that I want, which is basically just bright bloody pink. You can't really see it very well. Let me try and turn my torch. Is that any better? Not really. I really need to get a better camera. I really want to get like an actual macro camera that will be able to like zoom into those details, but at the moment I'm poor. I can't afford it. But there we go. Yeah, so the skin's all done on all of those. I think what I might do is start doing the hair. I just can't remember which ones are dry. I think that one's dry. Yeah, that was dry. Alright, so time to switch paintbrush. Alright, where's my little mini paintbrush? Is that the one? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's a bit stiff. Nothing worse than a stiff paintbrush. Here we go. Right, so now to do some hair. I'm thinking green for some. What are they called? We've got purple. Purple might work for hair. Maybe fire orange. I think, yeah, that will do. Don't want too much of this because I'm doing some small little bits of hair. Right, there we go, that should be enough. Now, which one were we doing first? Was it this one? For the official stuff, yeah, it is pretty overpriced if I'm being honest. Like Games Workshop, who actually make Warhammer, their paints are like these ones. There's a part of their brand called Citadel. They're sort of that size and cost you about £4 if I remember right. Or you can go for, there's another company called what have we got here? It's like Vallejo or something like that the name is. And their pots are, in comparison, sort of about the same size, but maybe a quid cheaper, like £1.50 cheaper, and they're just as good. Like, they're just a good quality. So they can be overpriced if you're going for the official stuff. If you're not too fussy about using the official stuff, though, it can be a bit cheaper. I have to be careful not to accidentally paint over any of the bits that I've already done pink. Shit, like I just did. Well, actually, no, that kind of works because it looks like it's a strand of hair that sort of fell down. So that's alright. Looking a bit Jokerish with this colour hair. Kind of like it. Is that right the way up? Yeah. Just a little bit under here. That covered everything. Yeah, that works. Green hair. I think this one is my favourite. Chaos, are probably my favourite. Because like I say, it's just weird. Like, they just have such crazy stuff. Like, if I remember right, one of their tanks is sort of like a battle crab with a cannon just built in the front of it. It's got like 4 like crab legs, and there's just a huge cannon in the front of it for some reason. Some of the stuff they just have is just insane. I think that's why I like them so much. And plus, as well, like the actual soldiers as well, it's they're very similar to what actual Space Marines are. They're, like, the backstory behind them is that they're basically just corrupted Space Marines, and they started worshipping all these sort of elder gods that just hate humanity and want to try and screw everything up. So I think the fact that it's got that sort of almost like Lovecraftian sort of element to their backstory as well, I think makes it that bit more interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's there's always something weird with with Chaos. And like I said before, there's a lot more scope for customizing the characters, I think, as well, beyond just the colours, because of the mutations and everything like that. Whereas, like, with stuff like the Space Marines or even Eldar, I don't think there's as much option to make just insane looking things. They've all still got to fit within the same sort of style. Whereas Chaos don't really have a style, they're just Chaos. So you can kind of do what you want with them a bit more. I mean, within limits, obviously. You can't have one that's like, well, especially if you're going into a proper battle, you can't have one that's covered in guns and like does 3 million damage as soon as they see an enemy or anything like that. But in terms of the look, you can customize them a bit more. Alright, that's that one's hair done as well. Now, I'm not going to do them all green. I think we'll have a bit of a mix, but how many have we got with hair? Because there's a couple that are bald. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total with hair. So if we maybe do 2 green, let's do 3 green, 2 purple, 3 orange. No, that's not what. I can do maths. I can do maths. 3 green, 2 purple, 2 orange. That should work. Let's do one of the like crazy haired ones. Should we do this one? Although this one's only just been painted, so maybe hold off on that. Which one do I do green? Big hair. Actually, we'll paint him a light now. Let's put this to a vote. So, green hair for the banner lady, or green hair for claw lady? Which one should have the green hair? Banner lady, claw lady. Oh shit, I'm knocking them all over. I could do, although I think I've only got one shade of green. That's the only problem. Green banner. Alright, green banner it is. We've got... I'm thinking like this bright orange for someone, or maybe a couple of people. And then we've got a dark purple, which I'm thinking I'll probably just use for some of the smaller amounts of hair, because I'm not sure if that'll work too well. We have blue as well. We have a fairly vibrant blue. Or... I think that's about it. There's a red as well, but I don't think the red's going to look quite right. I think the red might look a bit weird with pink. It might look like it sort of blends a bit too much. Alright, let's do this. Banner lady, green hair. I think this is going to look pretty cool actually with green on the banner. It stands out more. Slowly running out of green. I should have enough just to cover this though. Gotta be careful not to go onto the skin. These little cracks are the hard bits. Try getting there. This front bit is proving really difficult. I'm going to try to squeeze in between the banner and the hair. Come on. We can get it. We can do it. No. Fuck. I think that's got it actually. It's just these tips that need doing. Yeah, there we go. So, green haired banner lady. I'm not too sure about the banner, if I'm being honest. I'm thinking maybe purple. Do something like this guy's cloak, so have like purple but with the pink highlights, so that it sort of stands out a bit where the wrinkles are. I think something like that maybe. Yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. I'm liking the look of it so far. What I might do actually is I've just realised there's one of them has 3 sort of like ponytails coming out the back. I might do 1 ponytail in each colour. To be honest, I'm probably going to avoid reds and blues, just for the fact that the army that I've got, like the colour scheme for most of it is like pinks and purples and whites. So trying to use, like, if I use reds and blues, I usually it's just like highlights and stuff like that. So I probably wouldn't do it red or blue, but I might do highlights on it with red and blue. Or you can maybe have it so that like the back of it's purple, and then maybe do like the actual symbol. I don't know if you can see the symbol. The actual like, symbol on it, maybe do that blue or something, just so that pops a little bit. That might work. Right, what colour next? I'm thinking orange next. Actually, I need to shake this because I haven't used it in a while. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe orange hair next, and do... Ooh, I've just had an idea. What about, with the hair on this one, if we do orange, like, fading from red? So we put like an orange base coat on it so that the tips are orange, but then at, like, the roots have it red. So it looks like she's got almost like flaming hair. I think we might do that. We'll see how it goes. I mean, worst comes to the worst. If it looks terrible, I can paint over it again. Alright. Like I say, if this goes terribly wrong, we'll just paint over it. It'll be fine. We'll pretend it never happened. But I have a feeling it might look quite good. So far so good. The orange is looking alright. These little cracks again. Okay. It's not looking as good when it gets up to the face, I'll be honest, but once we get the red on, I think that'll make it look a bit better. I think that'll make it stand out a bit more. If we get in there. The back's looking pretty good. The back does look pretty good. It's just the front. The front doesn't look quite as good. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll keep persevering. Yeah, I think once I've got the orange on as a base coat, I'm probably gonna do more red towards the front. Because yeah, it sort of blends too much into the face at the moment with the orange. Just got to do all these little tip bits. missed quite a bit on this side. Okay. Hey, this one's a fiddly bit. Ah, we've done it, that's fine. Right, so that's how it looks so far. But once we've got the red on, it will make it look a little bit better. So we'll leave that to dry and come back to that with some red. Now, clean my brush. Yeah, I think the orange, it looks alright. It's going to look better with the red, I think. But as a starting base, it's not too bad. It's acrylic paint, but I mix water in it so it lasts a bit longer and it doesn't apply on too thick. Because one of the biggest problems is if you just put it straight on, you lose a lot of the detail because of how small the actual figurines are and stuff like that. So yeah, it's basically just acrylic paint that's been watered down a little bit. Alright, let's try blue. Let's see what blue looks like on somebody. I keep opening these without shaking them, mixing them properly. Have we got any other colours that might work? We have dead flesh yellow. I don't think that'll quite work. We have pale flesh, which again probably won't work. Bronze flesh tone. Bone white. Bone white might work. Maybe like silver. No, probably won't work. Pure black. Blood. No. Right. You can go there. Yeah, I would like. I think yellowy gold is probably the one colour I don't have. I have like an actual like shiny gold, but I don't have anything that is just like a yellow gold sort of colour. I do have that, like a pot of actual liquid gold is called. It is just the colour gold in liquid form, and it actually shines as well. It's quite cool. Although I had an accident last time I done any painting on stream and spilt half of the tub all over my work board that I use while I'm painting. So that went well. Luckily I haven't had an accident like that on this stream yet. Let's go for blue ponytail. Okay. This is tricky. Try and get this little bit between the back of the head and the hair. Can I get in in there? I think so. Alright, I do like this blue. This blue looks like it is gonna work, but I think what it might need is maybe like if a dry brush over it with some white just to give it some highlights. But I do like the look of the blue. The blue does look kind of cool. Yeah, I am married. My wife is currently upstairs doing something. I think she's on Netflix or something, I don't know. She might even be in the stream, I don't know. God, there's one of these bits underneath that I hate. Actually worked. That's fine. There we go. Perfect. It's a good question. I want to say 4 years. It might be 5. I'm rubbish with dates. It's 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure 4. I could be wrong. Wait, how many other hair people have we got? 1, 2, 3. That is true, yeah. So we got 3 people with hair. I was going to do that one multicoloured with each ponytail being separate colour. And did we do these 2 purple, maybe? No, we've got 2 green, 2 blue. Oh no, we've got 3 green, 2 blue. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've already coloured 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've coloured 6 people's hair, and I counted that we had 7 people with hair. Yeah, I've still got 3 people with hair to colour in. Okay, maybe I do suck at math. Like, maybe math isn't my strong suit. Two blue, 3 green. Right, let's do purple then. This blue does not come off easily. There we go. It's come off. Cool. Yeah, I think I've miscounted. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not. I'd rather have more than less, I suppose. But yeah, I'm just confused by how that happened. I don't think I included the demonic sax player. I think that's what it was. That's one of them that I've missed off for definite. Oh, I didn't shake the purple, did I? God's sake. There we go. Give that a good shake. Now, I am a little bit worried that this purple's not going to show up very clearly. But again, I can always paint over it if it doesn't work. Actually, some of the excess off. Yeah, this isn't going to be noticeable. I think purple was a bad choice. Although this could be like the equivalent of like when a person goes grey. Well, this could be like their equivalent of grey hair. They go in the pink skins and then they go purple. I don't know. Let's try finding an excuse for keeping the purple. But I haven't said I don't really need an excuse. I'm painting them how I want, so there's that. Well, I don't know actually. The purple is starting to grow on me now. Now that there's more of it covered in purple, it's subtle, but it looks kind of good. I think again what will make it look better is if I had like some white highlights or something on it. But I can do that when it's all dry. Oh god, the hair is really tricky to do on this because there's like little tiny gaps you got to try and get in. I think I might just do one with purple hair because it is very, very subtle compared to the rest of them. I don't want them to be particularly subtle. They're meant to be demons. Demons aren't exactly subtle. Although it kind of works out because the face hasn't like fully taken to the pink, so she has got a bit more of a grey face than the others. So that actually kind of works. Do you know what I actually did once? It wasn't a whole army, it was like a squad of maybe like 7 or 8 troops, I think it was. I painted them one colour, and then after doing it, I really did not like how they looked. Like, they looked terrible. So I decided to paint the entire army again. But I'd put the coat on so thick that they just lost any detail, and they just looked like weird Lego men. But yeah, it would be pretty much like I'd just rather get rid of an entire army than have to pay. If I had like 100 guys, I just went right. I'm going to need to repaint these. I'd just be like, do you know what? No, I'm not even going to. Right. So how many have we got? We've got that one purple one. We've got 3 green, 2 blue, 1 orange. So if we do 1 more blue and then 1 more multicoloured, that'll work. I think. Oh no, I've got like a tiny little speck of blue on the back of her head. Oh god, I've got to paint over that. That's going to be a problem for another time though. There we go, blue hair. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll do one of these ponytails blue while we've got the blue here. I'm thinking maybe if we do blue, green, orange. Yeah. Alright, that's the blue one done. Alright, I'll leave that to dry. Yeah, pretty much. They just went like completely blocky with zero texture to them. It wasn't a good look at all. The thing is as well, like the colour that I even painted over with, it wasn't even a good colour either. There's like a weird sort of like rusty red colour. I thought it looked cool at the time, but then afterwards I just looked at it and thought, no, it looks terrible. So I didn't even do a good job painting over them with the actual colour. I didn't even choose a better colour. Right, so we've done that one. Now we need green to go over the next ponytail, and also I need to hope that... Oh, the green has completely dried up, so let's put a little bit more down. It is potentially something that would be quite interesting to try, actually. Certain game rules, they allow you to like substitute something as something else. So, like, I could put down this dancing woman and say that she's a normal troop, and as long as it carried on using the rules of the normal troop, people would have to accept it. But it's not an official ruling, but it's like sort of like for homebrew games, some people will do stuff like that. So in theory, you could put down a bunch of actual Lego men, like if you're playing like a homebrew game, and just be like, yeah, these are all like Chaos Warriors. Like, I know they look like Lego men, but trust me, they're Chaos Warriors. I mean, I suppose it would be up to your friends whether they accepted that as a legit thing, but it'd be interesting to see if anyone would just be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, that's the green one done. Alright, okay. Right, I think I'm probably going to shoot off in about 10 minutes or so. So I'm starting to get a bit hungry. I need to get something to eat. I don't know if I'll be on later today, but I'll probably be on at some point soon. Maybe, I don't know, the next couple of days or something. Maybe at the weekend. I'm not entirely sure yet. I don't have a proper schedule worked out for streaming, because I'm only just getting back into it after having about 3 or 4 months off from streaming. But eventually I will start getting an actual schedule in place. But let's try and get this hair done first. Get rid of some of the excess. Oh, shit, way too much water on the brush there. Strip some of that back. There we go. That's a lot better. Get in this little crack. And there we go. We have the multicolored hair lady. Doesn't show up particularly well, but there's blue, green, and orange. So, there we go. Alright, now before I go, I'm going to do that red, because that should have dried on the claw lady. So, we'll do the red on that and dry brush in some flaminess onto her hair. And then once I've done that, I think that's when I'll call it. Now we have fresh blood, which probably isn't going to work. We have carmine red. I think carmine red's going to be the best choice for this one. Alright, now where is my... Actually, I can probably dry brush with this. That'll probably still work. I just need a little bit on the brush. So far so good. The dry brushing seems to look alright. Ah, shit. It didn't break, it's fine. Alright, maybe a bit darker in the crevices here. If we can get right in this little bit, that should work. Now I just need to do the same with the back. And careful not to get it on the shoulder, which I think I've done. Shit. Okay, that actually looks pretty awesome. I'm happy with how that looks. I don't know if it shows properly on there, but it is actually quite like red to orange. Yeah, to be honest, I listen to quite a lot of different stuff. I do like classic, I do like jazz. I mainly listen to like rock and metal and stuff though, but when I'm doing chilled out stuff like painting, I think chilled out music is always best. So yeah, a bit of jazz, a bit of classical. It's hard to try and concentrate when you're listening to like rock or metal or like dubstep or anything like that. When you try to paint, trust me, I've tried. It's not the best music to try and do anything that you need a steady hand for. Alright, clean off my brush. There we go. Alright, so we've done everyone's hair now, except for like highlights and stuff, but that'll be another time, I think. We've got some people with green hair. We've got some people with blue hair. We've got the purple hair, which sort of paid off, kind of. It looks alright. And we've got people with multicoloured hair. And then finally we've got the flame hair that we've just finished off, which I'm actually really happy with. Like, I think the flame hair has come out really nice on that. So I'm pretty happy with how that's worked. But yeah, I'm going to shoot off, I think, now. Let's sort out my computer. But yeah, I'm going to shoot off. Probably not going to be streaming for another day or two. If I do, chances are it'll be the weekend that I stream. I don't know if it's going to be more painting or not. It might be. It'll either be gaming and doing some like strategy games like City Skylines or something like that, or it'll be more painting. It'll be one of those two things. So, thank you for coming and watching me basically just paint things for like 2.5 hours, and hopefully I'll see you soon. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll put up anything to say when I'm streaming and stuff like that. Twitter is just same username, Pixelboy. So yeah, thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.